It was a normal day. Emily, my little girl, was 3 years old. She and I were doing something that we did all the time, and that was shopping. It's our favorite pastime. And we were at the Gallery Mall, of course. And we were in our favorite store, the Children's Place. And we were just kind of wandering around. Of course, I was looking for deals. And something inside me went off. I don't know, spidey sense, the mom thing. I looked down at my stroller and saw something that I never expected to see, and that was my little girl was not in her stroller. So I began scanning the store, of course, immediately, looking, in every corner of the store for that one little familiar body, that one little tiny face. And after about 30 seconds, seemed like a lifetime, I just knew she wasn't there. She just wasn't in the store. And so I instantly ran to the counter, told the girl. She alerted the authorities, the security. We heard an announcement over the loudspeaker that they were shutting down the mall and all the exits were locked. And they began a chain of phone calls to every store in the mall to be alerted for this little girl who was missing. I instantly wanted to run after her. I wanted to look in every store myself, but they told me that I should wait in the store for her. So I was waiting. A security guard came over and took a description of Emily. As I waited there, he wrote down everything that I told him, and he closed his notebook and said, Mrs. Glovins will find your daughter and we'll bring her back. So I stood there for a minute, for what seemed like an eternity, and realized that I physically felt something missing from me. I literally felt ill because she was missing. One of my babies was gone. I tried to talk myself down. I tried to talk myself out of this ill feeling, but there's nothing like a parent missing one of their babies. There's no feeling like that. Of course, I paced and prayed and prayed and prayed and just talked to God, and I'm sure I made deals and said crazy things in the moment, but it was honestly the most heartbreaking, helpless feeling I've ever experienced. I remember thinking, why would she want to walk away from me? Why would she want to leave? Why would she want to be out there unprotected without me? Why would she want to walk away from the one person who could protect her from anything? She was missing for 25 minutes, which is forever. And as I stood there, I looked down the hallway and I saw Jesus coming at me. It was a very large man in a blue uniform. He was a security guard or a policeman. I don't remember. All I saw was this little tiny girl in his arms. As he was bringing her towards me, I looked at her little face, and I remember thinking, like, I was going crazy missing her. There was a physical emptiness there with me. When she was lost, there was a physical hole in my heart that was empty. I could tangibly feel a physical hole in my heart, and it wasn't right until we found her. Something really cool happened as we were leaving the mall. If you remember, they had called all the stores and alerted all the stores that Emily was missing. And as we were leaving, I just remember walking down the mall corridor, and as we passed each store, there was a manager or a clerk standing at the entrance of each store opening. And as we walked by, people were clapping and like rejoicing and asking, is that Emily? I knew they would find her. The whole mall was rejoicing because my 3-year-old was lost and we found her. it was such a picture to me, such a realization. I never thought of it from God's point of view, how horrible it must be for God and how helpless he must feel when his children walk away from him. And yet how overly rejoicing and how overwhelming of a feeling it must be for him for just one of his little babies to come back home.